What's happening, everyone? It is Thursday. It is a week, 10 days before Christmas, and it is time for Airbrush Down and Dirty Tricks, coming back after Thanksgiving, after getting COVID and all that fun stuff, which was awesome, let me tell you. Let me see who's on and make sure we have sound. I think we've been good. I did hit record. Thank you very much. I was reminded at the beginning from FTW Biffy. Much appreciated. And let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Sound good? We all good on sound? I'm showing sound here. Let's see if we're good there. All right. Thank you, Mr. Voss. Yeah, I'm feeling better. You know, I'm not sick at all, but man, I get fatigued really quick. Like, this is the first day I have done a complete day. Like, I got up a normal time. I started my work day by 9, did a bunch of stuff, did a bunch of running around. Went over to the Greater Lowell Technical High School and got that set up and ready for tomorrow. I'll be teaching. Then got back here around 5 o'clock, ate dinner, and designed this project, vectored it, set it up, got the paint mixed up, and all ready to go in. So, Sean from Abu Dhabi, that's awesome, man. Thank you for popping in from there. That is, it's 5 a.m. or 5, I'm assuming 5 a.m. Let's see here. Trying to get Facebook chat to work. As always, the app is horrible. Yep. Oh, yep. See, I was trying a different way and I wasn't getting it. Hello, everyone on Facebook. What's up, JR? Michael. How we doing? Who else we got here? It's been a few weeks, man. Sorry. You know, I was hopeful last week that I was going to do it. And I was about midway through the day and it just, man, fatigue hit me again. I was just done. Like, I literally, before the show, cleaned the airbrushes from the last feed, which was the pattern feed on Black Friday. Like, they were taped up and covered, so they didn't dry out, and I'm not using them. I just finally flushed them out. That's how little work I've done in the past few weeks. So thank you for everyone who downloaded my files on Black Friday. That helped a lot because I got sick the day after, and that boost definitely got me through COVID since I wasn't painting any motorcycles or any other work. So thank you all who supported the downloads. That is really appreciated. But yeah, I'm still tired. But we're going to get through it and keep going. And we got the holidays coming up. I have been working on some work in the house. I've been doing our bathroom upstairs. I've been redoing that, which I started before I got COVID. And it's taken me this much, the 2 weeks of working like an hour here, hour there, to it's finally done. It'll be done before the holidays. So, yeah, so it's good. I hope everyone else is doing well. I want to, again, going back to Black Friday, the Black Friday pattern download was not only my best Black Friday ever from all you supporters and everyone out there. It was the best product launch I've ever done. It was the most product launch I've ever done. It was the best month and best week and weekend I've ever done since I started McKayFineArt.com. So I want to thank everyone for downloading it. And it was a lot of you. And I haven't heard anyone with problems or downloads or anyone using them, so that's good. I think the time I put into it made it all work great. If anyone is having an issue, feel free to let me know. On that note, since it was so good, and I've been down for 2 weeks, I am going to re-implement the discount we did for the Black Friday deal from today until Christmas. So that 25% off all digital content in my store, McKay Fine Art, is applicable starting now till Christmas. That's 25% off all downloads in the store, including the pirate project I'm doing today. But there is going to be an update for this. And I'll talk about that during the feed. The files I created tonight were based off the Pirate Curse project from last year, and it's a readjustment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-upload And anyone who previously downloaded it will get an email notification with an updated download, and you'll get those files, and anyone who downloads it now will get both sets, obviously. So, Travis, thank you very much over on Facebook. Appreciated. Everyone's support was great. Everyone's comments were great. And everyone's patience was awesome. I'm going to actually grab the pirate piece off the wall, the original one. And show you what I'm working on here. And kind of what I did. Payday tomorrow. For you, I don't do payday anymore. It's been years that I've actually got a weekly paycheck. So let me show you. I'm going to switch over here to my multi-view. And this is what we're going on. So if you guys remember, this was the Pirate's Curse project from, I think, just over a year ago. This is the one few download that I actually still hold the original. This one never went, so I still have it. This was a great project and a great download. It gives you the map separately, it gives you this, it gives you the skull. But so what I did was, I literally woke up this morning going, what am I going to do for a feed tonight? What am I going to do for a feed? And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll repurpose something and just make it simple. Then I'm like, and I remember the Grinch, I did the Jack Skellington. And I'm like, I want to do something on those lines, but I don't really have time to generate something from scratch. So this is a good example of taking an existing file and creating a variant out of it or manipulating it. So using part of something. So I'm going to switch over to my iPad here, and I'm going to show you what we did. So let me see if I can bring up the original here. Yeah, it's a lot of, you're getting a sneak peek on stuff and some of my processes. Where is it? Oh, I didn't delete it. That would suck. Huh. It was here earlier. Pirate. There, Pirate Stack. So this is the one I did. This was the actual drawing I did a couple of years ago. This was all the files. We bring them up here. So this was the project that I did on that I designed using Procreate years ago, and then I went through and I made a vector of it in a paper pattern. So what I did tonight, I just copied the line art into this holiday theme. And I'll give you a little quick video of that here. So basically I just erased out what was there, I kept what I wanted, and just started doing a resketch. You know, of instead of the cross swords, cross candy cane. And we took the pirate hat out and put the Santa hat on there, and then we did a moon with like a silhouette of, you know, like a Santa Claus silhouette. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that like a Jack Skellington one, a little homage for the other paintings in the background. So, but it was just basically a repurpose, and that's how I handled it, which I thought was pretty cool. Let's see here, Killian, the way you show how to use the stencils, life feeds. Well, I really appreciate that. Really watching. Yeah, it's just me tonight. Kaylee is not here, so that's why I'm kind of trying to read and do things both at once. Sorry about that. Because she's, like me, like end of the day, she's just beat. She's just totally spent. So, so this is what we're doing. So there's the reference image. This is the original one. So I took the original one, which was a plot and paper cut mix project, which this is still available for download. Just so you know, that's right here. And there's your discount. So basically, if you go onto the store, 25% off everything using Merry 25, and on McKayFineArt.com. So that is active until Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm going to sprinkle some other stuff through here. Next, Honey, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. That helps very, very much. You have no idea. Thank you very much for that super chat. So yes, that 25% is available for everyone. So I got all this cut out of FPS Blue. That's what I did today. And so you guys can see it a little better. Basically, I just took black, watered it down, rubbed it on there, and then wiped it off with a wet paper towel and kind of misted it and wiped it so it's clean. So you guys can see the cut files a little bit easier. And just like other ones, I'm going to pick my way out. This is a black panel under here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using a mix of white. This is going to be a black and white with a touch of red, is what it's going to be. It's going to keep it kind of simple. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to make a full 2 hours tonight, so we're going to do as much as we can. So with that, I want to thank all my supporters and sponsors who got on here, and Fisheye, and Iwata, Createx, FBS, Coast, Visionaire. All you guys make this much easier for me to do. And I want to give a really big shout out to... I want to give a huge shout out to Jack Pollock over at Trulers. Trulers, for the first time, has come on board. He is sponsoring one of my class events, which I am doing 2 classes this week, tomorrow at Greater Lowell Technical High School. So I'm teaching the vocational school, technical school, auto body kids this method. I got a really cool project planned out. And Jack has graciously supplied Trulers and some stencils, things we're going to use on it, which is going to be awesome. And that combined with Createx, Iwata, FBS, Fisheye, and everyone else, it's a really huge thing for these kids. And so I'm doing a class of 25 kids tomorrow and a class of 25 kids next Thursday. So 50 kids total, and they supplied everything to make that happen. So really, really appreciate Jack and Trulers and all the other supporters. So thank you very, very, very much. Let's get started. Thank you, Mike Manning. Much, much, much appreciated. Thank you for that chat, that super chat. That helps. I am going to be putting up a membership thing. Just a really simple, clean, like, I think I got it like $2 a month, and you're going to get special super chats, special shout-outs, icons, things like that. Then I'm going to start doing some private videos for just members only. That's coming in the near future in 2023. And some other class content. We're doing private classes and things like that. It's all coming. It's all going to happen. Before I get started, cheers to everyone. Thank you for all the love and support over the past few weeks and patience with my COVID sickness and all that bullshit. And we are feeling much better. We are ready to rock and roll. So let's get this shindig started. All right, see if I remember how to paint. All right. So I want to get the red in here fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this guy. I'm just going to pull the whole thing. Basically, I'm going to pull everything that's red. I'm going to try to save it. I've marked out which ones I want red. I want to get that red in here kind of now, and then just do the black and white. So what I'm doing is I'm going to pull everything I want red. And that's red there. And that's going to stop underneath here. Go to white, back to red. And of course, we had to make the candy cane. My wife laughed at this. The candy cane has to be sharp on one end, because who doesn't make their candy cane into a spike? Who doesn't? I know I do. So what I got to definitely do is blend a mix of red and white into this, just to make it what it would normally be. I've always done that. I always make spikes out of candy canes. Mr. Leahy, Thank you for popping in, sir. Steve, I have a really good idea for feed that we were talking about in a group I belong to, and I want to see what your schedule is for 2023 when you're coming out. And I think it would be amazing to have you here for what I have planned. So we're going to talk about that after this. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Okay, so I'm going to do opaque red here, but just to get the opaque red easier coverage, I'm going to put some white down, and this is wicked opaque white. I'm working at higher pressure right here. This is a black aluminum panel that's been scuffed down with red Scotch-Brite. And I'm just doing basic cylindrical shading. I'm going to go back in with highlighting and shading later. I'm really just putting it in here so the white, so the red will be faster coverage. If I put 2 coats of red, 2-3 coats, it'll pass pretty quick. But it goes a lot faster when you put a little white down. Okay, this is Wicked Illustration Opaque White out of an Iwata Eclipse. Standard Eclipse CS. And basically what I did is I didn't really reduce it much. So I got the pressure up fairly high so it doesn't get grainy when it goes down. I want it to be silky smooth, and if you go low pressure like 20 psi, you're going to get a little gravelly. So I'm up to about 40 psi, and that's going to give me kind of what I want. A little quick fold here. Oh, I do have a 3/4 inch border around here, and I want the hat to just peek over it. I'm really sorry on Facebook. Like I said, without Kale here, it's hard for me to watch it. It doesn't. It doesn't do. It just. The comments don't. They don't save, and I really don't know why. Like I have to keep touching the phone to bring them back up, and I wish it would just show me the damn feed, but it doesn't, and I don't know why. I am gonna get another iPad so I can have, or another computer so I can have the comments on Facebook running at the same time. I don't know when they made that, and I don't know when they made that change, and I can't figure out how to keep them on there without having to touch it every few minutes. So if I miss your comments on Facebook, I apologize. I'm not slighting you. I just don't see it unless I'm actually looking at the screen. Maybe if I look at it like as not the viewer? Like as not the one creating the content, as just like a spectator? I don't know if it'll actually stay up there. It's weird. No, it doesn't do that either. Anyways. Like I said, I'm just going to get this on there. So the red has something to pop off of faster, and I have to put less coats and it stays. I don't have to make it as wet. So this is just going to be a black and white with a splash of red. Little holiday fun. So now I'm using Wicked, whatever they call it. Mr. Leahy, what's the red called? Pyro, blah, 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 red. Wish they come with a simpler name. Steve knows it. It's great red. It's very strong. Oh, this brush is not working great. Don't. Well, that sucks. We're gonna see if I can switch to another brush. Let's dirty another brush, shall we? Let's see if this one. Try not to dirty all my brushes because I gotta bring some of them. Pyrrole Red. Here we go. Like I said, see, it covers the black really fast, but it takes 2 coats to cover the black, whereas when it hits the white, it goes very fast to coverage. So that's why I put the white down first, which is a trick I've always done with automotive urethanes. Pirate Red, yes. Yeah, I think the black, red, and white will just look really freaking cool. But now, see, I've already got that highlight ridge. Opaque Pyrrole Red. It is the awesome sauce. But see how fast it comes to color on that? But that white just... If I put that white down first, I can already create that nice cylindrical shading. Because it goes to red over the black really quick, but now I can just go red on that side, red on this side, and just mist it right over. Which, man, that looks cool. We'll probably have to do red eyes later as well. Like I said, I will make this download available on McKayFineArt.com. I literally got home at 5 o'clock, brought up this file, sketched this out, vectored it before I. This from what I'm doing started at 5 o'clock. Usually, if I'm going to create something kind of new, I either start the day before, I spend the whole day on it, but I was getting work done around here, and then going to set up the class. And this piece was not AI generated for all the AI posting that's been going on tonight. Well, past couple of weeks, but this week's been really big on the whole AI controversy. Cool. All right. Let's see who we got. We got 50 of you guys. Thank you for everyone popping in. Like I said, I've been away for the past couple weeks, and I feel bad about that shit. I really wanted to get back in here, but just couldn't get back in there, man. Just couldn't get back. I have never done such little nothingness, especially the first week. Thanks, Paul. The first week, man, the first 4 days, 3 days, I was junk, like flu, ache, couldn't get out of bed, really, just junk. And then I was getting a little better, but I couldn't do anything, even like watch a movie that I hadn't seen before. I literally restarted the MCU Marvel universe and just played from Iron Man 4 to the background and slept and woke up. Just wore out my Disney Plus membership. Is kind of what I did for the first few days. I didn't even turn on my Xbox until I think day 6, and I literally turned on Fallout 76 and just built stuff in my house because I couldn't do anything. Like, but I was so bored. Like, I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't want to watch it. I ran through the MCU. I was bored, so I finally turned on something. So, yeah, it's fun getting it. Finally getting back to it, but yeah. Yeah, definitely add those likes. Don't forget them subscribes. Man, I really gotta hit. I want to be at 10,000 before the year was up. That's not gonna happen. I got to do a better job next year of, just getting on and not getting on, but I got to work the algorithm more. So I definitely got to work the algorithm more. I definitely have to, I got some contest ideas planned. I got some stuff to boost the viewership. So it's all going to happen. On top of doing this, the reason why I did so much on YouTube was with COVID, I didn't think there was going to be as much bike work. So I put a lot of time into this, and then I had a lot of bike work. So I couldn't do everything I had planned. JR, what's going on, man? Thank you for getting over on the YouTube side. It's a little bit easier for me to see comments over here because they actually stay up for more than 3 seconds. For those who don't know JR is one of the baddest painters on the planet. Probably the most legendary helmets I've ever seen. Some of the cleanest work I've ever seen. So thank you for popping in and spending some time with us here. Us little people. No, seriously, it's good to have you here. Thank you very much. If you haven't checked out JR's work, you must. He actually kind of pisses me off sometimes. It's like, man, it's so clean. It's so many layers. It's like, ugh. It's like, I know exactly what he was doing, but man, that's way too many layers. So yeah, I'm just going to cover this up. And again, I say this every time, and I got to almost stop saying it because it's really redundant. Everyone, this is Kratex. This is water-based. This is on metal. This is on aluminum. It's like, you can't paint with Kratex. You can't mask as fast as you can with urethane. Well, I don't know. I can. I haven't had a problem. I think the biggest problem people have with water-based, especially guys who've gone from urethane, they're applying it too wet too fast, and then they're trying to tape over it. Or people are inexperienced and they didn't prep it right, on top of not putting it down, putting it down too wet too fast. But if you lay it down just normal, just lay it down there. Oh man, don't blush. Come on, own that shit. No, I probably don't need to mask this stuff back. I could probably just freehand. I don't want to keep it really clean. I don't need all this, so I do this a lot. I'm just going to take this. So I'm going to lay this here. And this is why I like the blue. I would have actually probably preferred the gold mask here, because it pulled a little bit, stretched a little bit, but the blue mask is rich enough where I can reposition. Yeah, I try not to, or what I've done, you guys have seen me do it quite often, is I've made a paper cutout that's printed to the same scale as the plot. And what that does, that allows you to just do a freehand stencil in there. But that's it. That was, pretty painless. So now I can just go back to white and I can do what I normally do. So, oh, you drive back here. Okay, cool. So we'll have to figure out the schedule, because I don't know how long you stay in. We might have to wait till next time you come out. But I had this really cool idea. Actually, I'll just say it. Who cares? Because we'll kind of preempt it. Where is... Okay. So we're talking about... We need to do that... We're talking in a group of entrepreneurs I work with. In this mastermind group I work with, it's a bunch of different entrepreneurs from different walks of different businesses. And we meet every 2 weeks and we talk about different strategies and what we're doing and what we need help with. And someone came with the idea that they want to see that I should do a fireside chat. And the fireside chat was, I need to get a smoking jacket and a pipe and do a fireside chat. And then that led to, I need to do like a fireplace and then paint real fire inside for the fireside chat. And it'd be awesome with the fireside chat to have guests here and talk and just do a Q&A and something simple like a 2023, here's what we got going on, recap 2022 fireside chat. So if Steve, we could work it out, I'd love to have you here for that. That would be really, really cool. It could be fun. You know, we'll make it like a 80s like fireside chat type of thing. Oh, with special slippers. Definitely slippers. And bourbon and other scotches and things of that sort. So we're going to make that happen in 2023. We have to. It's in my head. And the first guest I thought was you. Maybe we'll get Wayne LePage here. Maybe see who else is around in the area. Just get a bunch of people up here in the studio and kick off 2023. So let's work on that. All right. Yes, exactly. I need a robe. I need the smoking jacket. I need the Hugh Hefner, Playboy Lounge smoking jacket with a pipe. That is what I need. Okay, so when I did the original pirate one, if you go back to the pirate video, I pull background, I work from background to foreground. So whatever's behind gets shaded first, and then you work up the chain. And by doing that, by working up, you very rarely have to remask, and that's the key. But I'm on a light surface. When you're on a dark surface... Hi, Mom. My mom is on over on Facebook. Everyone say hi to Mom. Paul, thank you very much. When you're on a dark surface, you go the other way. So you work what's on top first. So I can do a couple things here. The end of the hat thingamabobber is up top. So that's the foreground. So now we're going to, because we're on a dark surface and we work with light colored paint, opaques, I'm going to work foreground to background. Okay? I'm still going to use the opaque. So I mixed up opaque white and I mixed up illustration white. The illustration white will be run through my micron really thin for final details. And then I did a black, which is in my micron, which will be a candy black. So I have two different whites, basically. I have a high coverage white, which is this one here. So I can really get some coverage. This white reminds me of my t-shirt day white. This coverage, bam. Yeah, I heard you got booted off Facebook again. It's amazing. Like, I saw your comment on Instagram, Michelle, and it is amazing that some people out there, not naming names, and I really don't want to on this stuff and get into it, can say whatever they want, bashing and really hurtful things, and nothing happens. And you make a joke to a colleague or something and you get hit. It's really disheartening. I had it happen to me, what was it, last year? Me and Ron Gibbs and Rod Fuchs were joking around, and I made a comment like, it's because you're Canadian. It was just a light-hearted joke. And I got banned for like 3 days because I said a slam on Canadian. It's amazing. But yet other people can say really hurtful things, and they're fine. So that's on top. I'm going to hit the teeth first. I always like the teeth being really bright. And I'm going to work from the center teeth Yeah, I'm gonna do the top row. I'm gonna make them bright. I'm gonna go like chiclets. I'm just gonna go, actually not like chiclets. I don't want them to be side by side. I want them to be overlapping. So by doing the top one first, it overlaps this one. And if I do that core highlight, it just naturally makes that shadow. Let me switch over to center cam. We'll zoom in. Oh, you're promoting porn. Huh. But insulting someone's family is fine. Yeah, I've actually gone through, I had that happen, so the Canadian one, I actually went through the process and kind of fought it and had them review it for what I was really saying, and they actually unbanned me. So there is a process, but it is a pain in the ass process, but you can do it. So basically, I'm taking the teeth that are foreground and then working background. And if you follow this lesson, it starts to make sense. And you won't reuse these. You shouldn't really need to. But when I'm pulling these masks, because they don't overstretch, I just save them. Well, Michelle, I'm glad you're here on YouTube. And watch, maybe Facebook. Meg, Billy's on. Hey, Meg, how you doing? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Over on Facebook. Meg is another tremendously talented artist. Does a lot of work out at Disney. Super talented. So thank you for popping in. Now, because I've been an automotive painter, well, I started as a t-shirt painter, so that was always on light surfaces, so I always painted, dark and, dark lines and use semi-transparent. Then I got into automotive and I had to make the brain switch of painting on dark surfaces, so, I learned that, which is very beneficial because there's always more than one way to attack a problem. And when you learn how to go one way versus the other, it's so helpful. If I'm spraying light to dark or dark to light, depending on if I'm on a light surface or dark surface, that type of understanding just comes with practice. And you start to understand layering, and JR can tell this, especially with all the layers of color he does. Sometimes it makes such a difference. If you go the wrong way, you get to mask 2 or 3 times more than if you go the right way. So sometimes planning is the key. Is just, making sure it's kind of well thought out. Oops, that was my phone. I got 54 of you guys here. Awesome. Thank you very, very much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the opaque white going for all this stuff, and then I'm going to switch to the illustration white, and I want to build the skull structure really slow. So let's go here, here, here. Let's pull all this stuff out. Definitely got to have the spike. Nothing like candy cane spikes. Me and my brothers were torturous with each other. And my cousins used to torture each other with these at Christmas. Yeah, I guarantee there's some remnant of candy cane lodged in my shoulder or my forearm or thigh from one of my cousins or brothers or someone. It's all part of growing up. Then I have to get up at like 5 a.m. so I can get over to the vocational technical school at 7 a.m. to teach the kids, or young adults, I should say, tomorrow. It's gonna be exhausting, but it is fun. The kids are great at Low Tech, really appreciate it, and I love coming. I've been doing it. I think this is my 4th year doing it. Yeah, sequential masking, sequential, how to layer. And sometimes, man, you say to someone, like, you painted what color first? It doesn't make sense to people, but, you know, when you've been in it as long as we have, you're like, oh, yeah, obviously you would do it this way. But, yeah. Alright, so we got the candy cane here. I am going to go back to my multi-view. Yeah, I try to say students as well. It's the same thing. We're going to go back, we're going to hit that core highlight. Let that kind of bridge down. Now this one, the core highlight's on this side, but as it rolls around, it's going to be here. And here it's going to be there. Now we can pull this end cap off. Oops. Where did my knife go? Ah, there it is. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I went to a few John's clinics. I was an adult at that point because I've been out of school for... Actually, my 30th reunion just happened a couple weeks ago. Good thing I didn't go, because I would have brought COVID to everyone. But yeah, I saw John around, I think I was just out of high school for a while, but I hadn't been doing this whole paint thing full time. It was awesome. I learned how to do my first flame job was VHS tape on how to do flames from John Kozmowski. And I still have that copy, and I had John sign it on the 60th anniversary of House of Color. John's such a great guy. Okay. Cool. Oh, need the fuzzies. Gotta have the fuzzy hat. With the fuzzy hat, I think I gotta grab a texture. I'll grab a little, there we go, a little Gerald Mendez spirally texture. Just kind of make that look kind of cottony. That'll be cool. I want to thank everyone on Facebook popping on. Like I said, I can't keep everyone's comments up here, and I don't know why. It's weird. Details, that's right, details. I want to actually just to see. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Who makes a great robot? John? Gotta look. It's gotta look a little poofy. Exactly. Poof. What else? All right. What other word would you use, Scott, for the fluff? Fluffy? Carl, yeah, thank you for that. I am so glad I started as a t-shirt painter because it gave me... I don't know if it's confidence. Maybe it's confidence. Because you... And again, I started in '89, and I was working in the malls and the beaches much early in the early '90s. So... You just did shit, you know? I am now switching to illustration white. It's a little softer. And this is, I'm going here in the skull. I'm going to start working the detail in. In like 3 or 4 passes, it'll come up to here, but it's less passes. Back to the t-shirt stuff. I'm so glad I started as a t-shirt painter because, yeah, it gave me the confidence and maybe even a little bit of an ego to just blow paint, man. Just, you know, just sling it on there. Because the t-shirts you could, man, you could just throw paint on a t-shirt because it absorbs into it. And I was at a pretty high volume mall when I first started. So we were at like 80 PSI doing Christmas t-shirts, man. Script so fast. You know, you had to move faster. You would get fisheye blowouts on fabric. It was so quick. But, you know, there was definitely a learning curve when I went to Automotive on how to slow down and obviously work on a darker surface and kind of work a little differently. But I still had that confidence of moving super fast with the airbrush. And, you know, not getting blowouts on them. It took a little bit, obviously, but you just learn how to do it. And, you know, that was with the urethane, and you could push urethanes. You could almost push urethanes, back then especially, even now. You could push house color urethanes as fast as, like, t-shirt, paint a t-shirt, because they would dry so quick, especially house of color, that you could pull the same kind of strokes off, that flood stroke, really, really easy. Let's see, JR, yes, the Colossus technique on painting candies. Oh, yeah, paint like a robot. Yep, exactly. I learned how to repair and blend candy jobs from John. We were doing a clinic up here in Massachusetts. I think it was at Minuteman Technical High School. And he showed us a trick on how to match and blend candies, and I've never forgotten it. And, man, that one clinic saved me a lot of money in how to fix it. My own mess-ups on candy jobs. And it's made me a lot of money being able to repair candy jobs that back in the day you'd say, oh, you got to paint the whole car over. You know, John's technique and how he showed us how to do it, it just made it possible. It wasn't scary. It was like, oh, I can touch everything. I can blend a candy job. You can't blend a candy job. I can blend a candy job. And anyone who's been painting for as long as a lot of us here have, they're not easy, but they're not impossible either to blend a candy job. There's a couple tricks and techniques to make it happen, and you can do it. Oh, there was supposed to be a tooth here. We're gonna freehand him in, and we'll make him a happy little tooth. Oh, I'm always taking bids, Carl. Always. It is the holiday season. I got a 17-year-old daughter. It's gift time. Always taking bids. Now, it's very important when you're using a mask like this to not flood the paint. A lot of guys, I think most people's mistakes when they're using a lot of masking is they flood the paint in there too much. And I think that's where a lot of people, especially guys in the RC world, get a lot of problems with paint peeling, because they put the paint so wet it skins over and it stays moist in between the layers. Then you pull the mask and it peels up. And you don't need to paint to the edge. And I think with stencils, a lot of people's work stays stencil look because they put too much too fast, and you get the harsh edge. If you put the paint to one edge and let the overspray get to the other, you'll have the registration in there to be able to freehand out those harsh lines of the mask. That's really some of the key to it. Shine Customs, yeah, the KBC is... Yeah, KBCs blend really easy, and I've actually used KBCs to blend traditional candies as well, and I think it's what you're talking about. Shine, unless you're painting urethane candies. No, man, I've blended... John showed me many ways to do urethane candy blends. It's tricky, but you can do it. You can totally do it. I'm sure you can do it as well. But yeah, it's just a matter of blends and, you know, basically knowing the substrate color, the underpainted color, and then tinting that a little bit and softening that, and then going up the scale so you don't get the halo ring. It's not easy, but it's possible, and it beats painting a whole freaking car over in candy. So now what I'm doing, because I'm using the more transparent illustration white, I can soft blend like the two sockets up in the nose bridge, and I'm not putting heavy paint on the nose. Like, I'm painting maybe 20% away from the edge of the mask with the actual color, letting the overspray do the rest. Yeah. KBCs are really easy to blend. Urethane candies can blend no problem as well. They're just a little finickier. You got to have a little bit more finesse and patience. And honestly, sometimes it might be faster to paint a large section of the car than it is to try to blend it. It just depends on where it is. If it's in the middle of a hood, it's really a pain. But if it starts on like an edge, you can usually work from an edge of a body panel into the blend of the whole like hood or fender. Easier than like starting in the middle of it. So it's just like pirate law. It's more of a guideline than a rule. Okay, so just worked in that. Now I'm going to work around here, up over the eyebrows. I'm going to unmask this thing and start freehanding. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for watching. The Santa skull was very fun. Here we're going to be doing a little bit of work for you at the beginning of the year on the van. This. And I'm going to pull the nose. Screw it, pull the eyes too. And we gotta have glowing red eyes. Yeah, you got a lot of curves and style lines and, you know, body lines and edges. Like I said, it's never a 100% rule, but there's times it works, at times it doesn't. So this is where a little freehand comes in, or you could take a loose stencil like the old FH1, and you could just kind of find a curve that works and get in there and do that nose bridge. I'm going to do this eye. I'm going to make the center of the eye glow. Like that. Get that red glowing eyes. Okay. So I think I can unmask everything. Put the background. Hey, look, it's water-based paint and nothing peeled. Do you know why nothing peeled? Why did nothing peel? Talked about at the beginning of the video. Why did my water base not peel when I didn't let it dry forever? Didn't heat set it with a heat gun. I just painted it and put Max, exactly, light coats, but not dry coats, light coats. Light coats is the key word. Dry coats, you might get peel because the paint dries before it actually hits the surface, and you have the adverse effect, and you get what's called, what is it? Airborne loss of solvent, which basically means the paint dried mid-air before it hit the surface, so you got basically powder down there. And then you put a wet layer on that. And this happens with urethane too. This isn't a water-based thing. Then what happens is you put wet paint on top of dry paint and you still get peel. So light paint is the key, and I didn't even pre-announce this. It's just going to happen. Max will get assigned Transcendence Koi Fish sketch print that I made up for answering that question right. Max, message me on Facebook later. Give me your address. I'll sign this and send it off to you. All right, we'll think up some other little gifts here to kind of give out. And next week we'll figure out something even bigger. But Max, this is for you. After, right? Make sure you message me after. I got a few other questions in my head too, so we'll give away a few more of those. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, can we do that's a jingle bells? Lots of time at the t-shirt stands when it rained back in the beach and mall days. Oops, that's a little too much white there. Didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. Thank you, Michelle. I have no other rhythm except with an airbrush. Oh, so, okay, we got the point. The point can't be white, right? The point has to have some red blended in. Right? It's got to have some red blended. Maybe we see a little bit of the edge as well. But it's kind of blended away. Yeah, see, it's softer. The puppy's just got very interested. That's great. So you gotta make that point. So yeah. And then we'll do the moon here at the very end, and that's got a silhouette of Jack. That needs a green metal flake frame. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Maybe I will do, if someone bids, you can pick the color. But maybe we'll do, I can't flake up in here, but we can do like a nice Christmas green pinstripe border around this thing if it does go there. And then okay, that's pretty much, that's most of the work. Now it's time to start the detailing. Details! Gerald Mendez likes details. What time we got? 9 o'clock. 1 hour. First hour's down. That wasn't too bad. I think I made some good progress for an hour. Gary, yeah, so we are taking bids on it. So, no one's on a bid yet on this, but we are taking them if people would like to bid. 'Tis the season. And like I said, if anyone wants to paint this project, you could follow along. Go over to McKay Fine Art. You can download the Pirate Skull, which is this whole Pirate Skull project. This was the original one. This video's up on YouTube from last year. This is still available as well, but this one would go for about $400 for this thing. This was a ton of work for this one, and I like it. But Squeak Solo's on point. Thank you, sir. But if you're interested in painting this for your own festivities, go to McKayFineArt.com. You can download the Pirate Skull one. But wait a couple days. It's going to be available with this. I just haven't uploaded this file yet because I just created it a couple hours ago. So, okay, terrific. Time for the details. Gary, what's going on, man? Welcome to the party. Okay, so what I did here is I mixed up candy black, and then I put just a few drops of illustration black in it to take the purple out of it. And that's going to my micron. I'm going to drop my pressure down a little bit. You know what? I think that's a little too strong. Believe it or not. So we are going to go back to more of the candy straight. So less illustration black because I want to build it. A little bit more reducer. Cool, there we go, there we go. Just a little. Alright, so let's get this going here. So now it's just freehand work. So we're going to freehand the teeth. Start shadowing. And just start building for what you already have, because we've already done most of the detail work with the white. We're going to do a little crack here. And slowly shade those eye sockets in. Turtle, I can't get my corrector to stay thin. Use reducer. So it depends on what reducer you're using. So I'm using some of the, let's see here. So I'm using some of the illustration colors. I'm using candies and wickeds. They're all being reduced 4011. The key with a gravity feed, always put your 4011 in first. I mean your reducer in first before you pour paint in. That way you don't get all the pigment settling into the nozzle. I always mix into medicine cups first and stir it. And I actually strain all my paint. That helps a lot more. That helps a lot more than anything else. I do 4011. And sometimes when I'm doing automotive on metal like this, I'm doing 4011 with a mix of 40-20, so 4-to-1 mix. So what I'm doing is, it's actually a 4-to-1, 40-11, 40-20 mix. Makes it a little hotter, but I'm in the colder climate. So the other thing tip dry can get caused is a dirty needle or a bent needle or a scored needle, because it starts to build up wet paint and then it dries the needle. So mess around with some air pressures and things like that. And make sure your paint's not like super old, or there might be some issues with it if it's been sitting around a while. And you gotta shake the stuff, man. And this is not a water-based thing. Water-based needs a little bit more sometimes, but they all need it. Shake it. Shake it and strain it. Dread Effects, what's going on, brother? Thank you for popping in. But the key to paint consistency is you gotta shake that paint. You gotta reduce it right. Give it a little time. And man, like I said, I strain everything. I've been an automotive guy for years, and when you automotive paint, you strain. You know, because you never know if you got any dry particles in there. And that's for a spray gun, for a larger gun. With an airbrush, one little heavy pigment, and it's just jammed up. So definitely strain them out. I use like tobacco strainers, and I make a little. I've talked about a bunch of videos where I use like a plumber's fitting, and I just make a little strainer out of them, and it strains from there. Other good tip is these fit perfectly in Createx bottles, so you can actually put them in the cap. They won't fall in. Let's see, don't be afraid over. Yeah, man, shines right. Over reducing with solvents, dude. My House of Color is normally 2-to-1 for sprayable, 2 parts paint, 1 part reducer. With airbrushing, I'm 1-to-1 at minimum for airbrushing. Sometimes it's actually like 1 part paint, 2 to 3 parts reducer. So you definitely got to play around with it. But there is no magic instant reducer. But remember to shake it, strain it, especially if paint's a little on the older side, whether it's urethane or water-based. Remember, water-based, it takes a little bit more for the solvent. It takes a little bit more. Solvent-based paints reduce very quickly and coagulates very quickly and emulsifies quickly. With water-based paints, it takes a little bit longer, so you got to give it time to kind of do its thing and emulsify together. You know, fluorescents should never be. I'm gonna say fluorescents should never be freehanded with. Fluorescents are very light passes over our ground cover of some kind and lightly apply it. Opaque pearls through an airbrush. You need at least, if you got a pearl, if you got a pearl or metallic or a fine pearl or fine metallic through an airbrush, you want at least a 0.5. 0.35s, you can kind of get it through. It can be a little finicky. If you're using anything under that, like a 0.2 or 0.18, don't spray a pearl or heavy opaque through it. They just get jammed up, especially a gravity feed brush. Because as that sits, that pearl, that flake just settles into the nozzle. Same with fluorescents, they can do the same thing. You want a large nozzle, like I use an Eclipse 0.5 or my TH2 for anything with a pearl or a metallic. Get some teeth here. Yeah, I think I'm going to reduce this some more. Opaque. We got to remember, opaques are a very heavy pigment, so you definitely want to run a larger nozzle brush. So, like I always run my opaques through my 0.35. I very rarely run them through a micron or anything smaller than that. I prefer to actually run through a 0.5 millimeter or bigger at higher pressure if it's opaque. There we go. Like so, I just added another like 5% reducer. Now the other thing with water-based, watch out on your reducer. I'm doing it here on the fly. Because, like I said, solvent can take a little bit longer to emulsify. When you first put a reducer in there, it's not fully reduced yet. It takes a little bit. It takes a little bit for the reducer to get through here, through all this, into the nozzle, and through the paint. So it's like the first couple minutes of spraying. So a lot of guys have a problem where they reduce it, they start spraying, it's still not right. They reduce more, it's not right. They reduce more. Well, what they just did is that the reduced paint hadn't made it all the way through the fluid cap yet. By the time it does at the right reduction, you've already missed it. You've overreduced it at spider webs. You got to give it some time and blow it through. What you reduce in here takes a while to get from here all the way out the nozzle. Unless you back flush it. Yeah, I tweak like crazy with the Mac valve all the time. There is no one magical answer. And anyone who says there is lying. I can confidently say, oh, it's always perfect at 2-to-1 at 35 PSI. I never have any problems. You're lying. Unless you're using the same color all the time and nothing else. There's always variables, temperature changes. So many things affect it. So you got to play around with it. It's definitely a bit of chemistry, a bit of alchemy, a bit of anything to make it all work. Like I just played with this while I was talking, and now I got it working perfect. And I think JR will attest to shine. Once you get it perfect, once it's flowing, freaking go, man. Head down. Don't get distracted. Don't look at your phone. Just paint while it's working perfect. Because it doesn't happen perfectly often. Like right now, I just dialed it in. I hit it pretty well talking, but it wasn't where I wanted it. And I just kept tweaking it and reducing it until I got it to where I want it. So it's just the right consistency. So now I'm just going to paint, especially with the teeth. And this is kind of what I do. Once it's perfect, man, that's where I freehand the really hard shit, like the teeth and eyes, and I get in there and get that knocked out and done. You get that just right soft, you can freehand and blend it back in like I just did. But like I said, I just got it dialed in. It just hit the right consistency. Where I can go soft shading here, and I can go hard line like in here and just really work it. So the reason why like t-shirt guys it always works is t-shirt guys for the most part is straight out of the bottle, 0.5 millimeter nozzles on t-shirts, so it absorbs into the fabric, and using such high pressure, you're literally like ramming it into the fabric that if you were on meadow, you'd get blowouts and fisheyes like crazy. And airbrushing t-shirts is really about speed. So like I said, when I was at the malls, we were doing 80 PSI, 60 minimum, but averaging 80. With Pache VL3s or Iwata Eclipses 0.5s, depending on what company I was working with back then. Okay, so this jaw is going to overlap this candy cane, so I got to get the shadow to curve around. So it's coming through. Oh yeah, Shine, I'm going back and forth. I just did it here. While I was talking to y'all, I went back and forth with paint and reducer, candy with a little paint with a little illustration color until I had it right. And darken that under here. And 920, we're getting towards the end here. I think we're put some coarse shadows down here. What is going on, Dread? Is there a secret to changing paint in one airbrush, or is it really always a paint? Have a couple airbrushes. I usually have a couple for my like light transitions, like my whites, my light greens, my yellows, things like that. Then I have my black and like dark blues and dark colors. I have a couple airbrushes. I never use just one. Like I'm using 4 tonight. What I find is get a nice squirt bottle for your gravity feed. You can force through the paint pretty quick and change between colors. Sometimes that happens, Adam. Trust me, I get it. So Gary, the auctions start when people put a bid, man. I don't really pre-qualify. Most people usually start around 150, 200, go up from there, and then I'll usually let people know once it's hit a point I want to sell it at. Yeah, jump on all those hard spots, man. I like this guy though. The skull and cross candy bones. That's cool. Skull and cross candy bones. Not candy canes, candy bones. A little swirl down here. Gotta have some of the lines in here. We're almost to the unmasking point of this, and then we'll put all the final little goodies in. Man, I'm glad I got to this right. There was a point about like 6 o'clock. I'm like, I don't know if we're going to make this tonight. But we made it. We made it happen. I'm glad I made it happen. And then next week we'll do something really cool as well. I'm not sure if we're going to do next Thursday. Just because I'm teaching the class at the vocational next Thursday again. So it might be a little too much to do both. I'll keep y'all posted. It might be a Friday night, Christmas Eve, or I'll figure out what's happening. I'd like to do one next week before Christmas, one more. So for those guys on Facebook, it's really hard for me to see your comments the way it scrolls through. Realistically, the best thing is get over to YouTube and watch the video over on YouTube. It's the same link. Airbrush Down Dirty Tricks. Especially if you want to bid, it's a lot easier for you to keep track of live. But I just don't see the Facebook feed very well. Alright, let's get the moon done. Gary, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you for them super chats. We have Honey, and it was Mike Manning and Gary. Thank you all for those. That definitely helps. Let's see here. Yeah, we can pull you. You're part of the moon. You're part of the moon. Turtle, anytime, man. That's one of the reasons I love doing this. Aside from I enjoy painting it and kind of promoting my brand and my channel, stuff like that. But in real time, getting questions that we can help out that we wouldn't think of doing a video on, and some of those, like what you ask, gives me ideas to do. Oh, maybe I should do a video on this, and a video, short how-to on this, and those are all stuff that I kind of put in the back of my head for future videos. So like I'll probably do a tip dry video, and I'll do a spattering video and a spider webbing video. That's really what I want to work on next year, which is what I'm lacking in my content, is some of these, some short quick how-tos on how to fix certain problems with troubleshooting. So that's all coming in 2023, guys. Killer Canes, James Ray. That's good. I like that one. So the Candy Canes, Killer Canes. Alright, so what I'm doing now, I got this little moon here. And let's do another quick giveaway on the we'll give away another Transcendence sketch with this question. This question is only, I'm only going to be able to follow it on YouTube, not anywhere else. Sorry. Alright, so the silhouette here I'm doing is Jack Skellington, not my original. This is a silhouette from Jack in Nightmare Before Christmas. So we all know Jack was in Nightmare Before Christmas. But, did you know he's in a lot of other movies as well? So, what's another movie other than Nightmare Before Christmas that the Jack Skellington character appeared in? First one to put something up that posts will get this on YouTube. What's another film other than Night Before Christmas? Finding Nemo Shine is a possibility. Because it's not confirmed. Which scene are you talking about? Because if you mention the scene that they talk about, I'll give it to you. But it's not definite. It's a speculation. I looked all these up earlier. There's a debate around that one. Paul, he's in Beetlejuice as well. Yep. But Shine might get first one. Sure, Paul gets one too. I'll give it to Paul for Beetlejuice. Paul gets Beetlejuice before Yogurt Slinger. Finding Nemo, Shine. What scene is he in? That's a video game. That's... No. It's a movie. But you are right, Michael. Pirate ship? You're gonna have to show me. I'll give it to you. Give me your address, and Paul, you get as well for Beetlejuice because he was the hat of when he comes through the table. So we're gonna give away two. But Charles, I've always heard the Beetlejuice was not the pirate ship. It was when they were in the fish tank, and it was his face was inside the bubbles. You have to show me. You have to show me. You're gonna have to find that screenshot, and then message me. So Paul, you'll get one for Beetlejuice, and Shine, you'll get one as well. So other cameos for those who don't know. He was in Beetlejuice. He was in Alice in Wonderland, the live action. Sleepy Hollow, his outfit is the Scarecrow. The Notebook? Come on. And one of the other ones, they don't really say it's him, but it's his same character. It was James and the Giant Peach. Yeah, Adam, he was in Edward Scissorhands as well. You're a little late to the party, but yeah. Fast and the Furious. Alright, so we're going to do a little moon here. Do a little moon. I don't know about the Fast and Furious one. Dr. Seuss, the Foot Book. What? You're all smoking crack. Alright, let's unmask this background and wrap up some clouds to get this thing done. I think that's enough for me. Viral red. That's awesome. Now it's really gonna pop. Look at that. Oops, I pulled the bottom border off. Oops. Oops. Scott made a mistake. Huh. Jack was in that, Michelle? Princess and the Frog. Princess and the Frog. I don't know where he is in that one. Wow. I'm not touching that one. I'm not even commenting on that one, Oz Newton. I'm going to leave that right where it is. Look at that. That's fun looking. Yes, he was a Coraline. Yep, for like a split blank second. You're online looking it up, aren't you? I'm gonna put some clouds. We'll do a little background, some highlighting. We're gonna call this puppy done. And I gotta get my ass up at 5 a.m. to go teach some vocational school kids, students, vocational students. I'll put some clouds in here. Yeah, Adam, he's pretty much hidden somewhere in a Tim Burton film. Just use a little texture effects just to do some clouds. Oh, I forgot to put the tape down here. Damn it. I don't know if he was in Sweeney Todd. I hear you. Oh, 4:30. Yeah, no. But I gotta leave my house at 6 to get over to the school, so I'll get up around 5:30. I'll get up at around 5. And then head over there. What did I do? I don't think he's in Toy Story. I don't think this. I don't think he's there. I don't think so. Oh, you're getting snow, Jason? Where are you out of? We haven't gotten it yet. Well, we got a dusting. We got like an inch. There may be some tomorrow further up north, but let's get some highlights in here. Some black. I'm gonna get ready to call this puppy done. Gotta get some streaks on here. Thanks, LG. Much appreciated. Oh, you're in Syracuse, New York, yeah. You guys always get freaking snow up there. You get snow in damn July. If the temperatures hit right. Alright, let's put some final highlights on this baby and call this thing done. See, like people talk about tip dry, this is heavy opaque white, it's been sitting for an hour, and all the heavy pigment settled down to the bottom, so it's going to spit. So you're going to have to clear that out. It doesn't matter what company paint you're using. It's just what happens with heavy paints or pearls. You got to get it shaken up. Then it'll spray just fine. Alright, white highlight there. Oh, it's only 52 degrees. Oh, the humidity. Oh, the humidity. 52. Dude, if it's 52, I'd be in t-shirts and a pair of shorts. Thanks, Warlock. All right. Let's put a green order around a green order. Blah 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 blah. Let's put a green border around this thing. And get Festivus. Get Festivus for the rest of us. Let's see if we can do some green here. Green stripies. Oh, Gary started a bid at 125 coming in at the end. That's cool. We will let it go for 125. Happy holidays. And Gary's actually got a super chat in there too at 20, so yeah, we'll call it 145. So if anyone wants to outbid that. Put this pinstripe in here. Oh, you got 5,000 lights out now. You gotta send me that link, man. If you want, if you, I don't know, if you made the YouTube public, feel free to put the link up, man. Everyone go check out Warlock's work if he puts it up there. Actually, now I should tell you, you should put it up there. Wait a few minutes. You guys don't know what big weather changes are. You've had a couple little experiences. Come up to New England. Go to upstate New York near the Lakes region, and you'll see weather shifts. Turtle, this is an aluminum panel with a PVC plastic core. Basically known as Durabond. Okay, get the video. We'll get the video finished, man. It's almost Christmas. Stop slacking. We want to see it. Oh, Warlock's in at 150. Warlock is in at 150. So that does top Gary's. Anyone over on YouTube, on Facebook, let me just poke. I don't see any bids, but bids are at 150. So. Keep the green out of here. Oof. Okay, let's put some green in here. Let's put the striping on here and let's call it a night. Current bid at 150. Okay, we're gonna put a little green stripe here. Whoop. We're gonna jack that pressure up. Use the opaque green, and then I'll put a little Viridian green over the top of that. This brush is not, this brush has seen better days. Yep, nice overspray 10, exactly. I should not have sprayed it out of this gun. Opaque through a 0.23 or 0.25, I think. Carl, I'm getting there, man. I'm back to normal until I overdo it. But it'll all work itself out. I'll take some time off. It's the holidays, relax with the family. First of the year, we'll be all good. Yeah, alright, see? Turtle, issues were, I put the paint in to a small nozzle brush, too thick. So I reduced it a little more, backflowed it, got it to clear out, now it's spraying just fine. Oh, kids, class project tomorrow. So what I did is I'm going to do kind of a skull lowrider panel with some fish scales and some texturing and things like that is what tomorrow's project is going to be. It'll be fun. I'll post pics up of the projects tomorrow for sure. Yeah, the sweating thing, man. Yeah, that was one thing. That's funny you said that, because so like I've been building a new bathroom, redoing a bathroom in her house. And man, I'll be fine. I'll work for like 20 minutes, and I'm like sweating like a pig, and then I just get exhausted. It's crazy. Really weird. Don't like it. Me no like. Ow. Oh, that green pinstripe. Look at that. That looks cool. That looks cool. That works. Yeah, and I have to get this bathroom redone before Christmas because we have everyone coming over here. So I really got to finish this thing. But it should be good. I just got the floor to lay, cabinets to put in, and then plumbers, electricians come on Monday, and we'll get this thing wrapped up and finished. I think we'll be good. Thanks, Turtle. I'm glad you popped in. Glad you got a little help tonight. All the problems you're experiencing, we all experience them. It happened tonight. You know, but the longer you do this, the more you learn to work through them. And now we're going to pull off the mask here. This little silhouette will just bring everything together and be very festivus. Thanks, Shine. I use 4011 reducer, and if I need it to kick over a little faster, I'll do a 4-to-1 mix with 4020. But the 4020 is solvent, so it is a little flammable. So be cautious with it. Yeah, so I'm just over that right now, about 15 days. It's make sure we get all the masking off. And the other thing, so I said about spraying in lighter coats earlier so you don't get peeling and masking. I have almost no edge. I go to clear this, it'll be one clear coat session. It doesn't have to be 2 or 3 clear coat sessions to get it to cover. Alright, so I think the last bid was Warlock at 150. If there's no counter, I'm going to look on Facebook just to make sure. Nothing on Facebook. Let's sign this out. This will be second to last. Ooh, 160. He's getting at the end. I'm going to accept that. And that does include the chat. This will be And Gary's waiting for another painting as well. So unless there's no counter, this will go to Gary at 160. Along with this other piece that has to go as well, which is the Pumpkin King, because I got damn sick. Michelle, your piece is coming too. I got to get them finished. And that, my friends, is a holiday special wrap of the Pirate Skull piece. Like I said, the original download, which you guys can still go get, was this one. And then with a little magic and a little bit of repurposing, boom, we got that. So from that to that. Okay, I will upload this file in a couple days, so anyone who has it can get it. If you own it, keep an eye out for your email. For those of you who answer the questions who are going to get those prints, message me over on Facebook or Instagram with your address and all your info, and I will get this. And this piece, I did not hear back from Warlock, so we're going to call this going once, going twice. Third time's a charm. This will go to Mr. Shees to add to the collection. Pretty cool piece. I'm happy with it. Nice little candy cane of death. Love it. Thank you everyone for being patient for a couple weeks. I'm going to plan on coming out and doing hopefully Thursday night or Friday next week. And if that doesn't happen, we'll get one more in after Christmas before the end of the year. And I hope everyone, if I don't see you, has an awesome Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, all that. And thank you all for popping in and being patient for the last couple of weeks. I will talk with you all soon. Peace. Have a great evening. See ya.